All right, and I don't want to mess with nothing because we still perfecting the system. All right,
Yes.
so
We
before we
good. We
get
good.
into it today, is Shane gonna be joining us today?
I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to hit her up, but
Okay,
if she's
because
not here, it's probably because no.
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the reason I asked is because today is she would have loved this topic
Yeah, it's
today.
all
She
about
would
taxes.
have she would have loved this
All
topic.
about the taxes, baby.
You know what? Maybe if you can shoot her a text and see if
Well,
she's.
I can't.
Well, yeah, we're using all the devices,
So
right?
maybe you might be able to.
All right, hold on. Let me go
Let's
over
see.
here and
Well,
see if I can do
I don't.
something.
I think Diamond is in the meeting, so I don't know if she'll be able to do it either.
Hold on. I'm gonna see what I can do over here on my side.
Let's see if we can wrap
I'll
this up.
text her.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Diamond. Thank you.
Let's go ahead and set this
All
up
right.
like that.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves and jump into it today, Miss Hall. I'm excited for this one.
Yes.
All right. So my name is Dwayne Hall. This
And
is my
I am
beautiful wife,
Chanel. Yes.
Chanel Hall. All right. And we're power couples in biz, but first and foremost, we are entrepreneurs and we are financial coaches,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we help people to do many things, but the ultimate goal is to make people financially free, financially independent, and being that we're leaders in our field and we have guests on the stage that are each leaders in their own fields, we intend to bring you the complete uh, uh, how-to book, right, so to speak, on Wealthy Wednesdays, on how to get a better understanding of your finances and what it's supposed to look like. Make it make sense. Because if you know better, you're gonna do better. Okay. Feel free, all the guests, to contribute if you want to. Feel free to come up to the stage or put your 2 cents in the chat. And without further ado, Miss Hall, you got anything to add before we pass it?
Just make sure you drop your link in Clubhouse.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Let me go ahead and drop my link in Clubhouse. See, that's why I married you, lady. That's why I married.
And in the meantime, in between time, we can go ahead and let the guests, the other panelists introduce themselves. I think Diamond was here first.
Sure. Good morning. Well, good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Always happy to be here with the family and build. I'm all things real estate. Diamond D sells on all platforms. I help everyone from the beginning stages of the home buying process to the end of the process. I help them through the transaction, through educating them through the process. A lot of people purchase homes and they have no idea what's going on. You'd be surprised how many people contact me, and they're already in the process with another realtor, and maybe their realtor is not responsive or they're not really explaining all of the steps along the way to them. So I make sure that you are fully educated and fully knowledgeable through the process of purchasing your home or investing in a property. I always say that anyone can purchase, anyone can acquire a house, but can you keep it?
Mm.
It's kind of like anybody can get a car, but can you keep it? So I hope you not only get that house or get that property, but teach you how to keep it. And with that, I'll pass it over to Shane.
All right.
Yes, yes.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. So I am Shane, the negotiator. So I am a tax and accounting strategist, and I help both individuals and business owners to proactive tax planning versus reactive tax planning. So what tax and accounting matters, that is. So what that means is that I assist you with, instead of waiting until the last minute to figure out when it's time to file your taxes and you get hit with a huge tax debt that you may not have been aware of, I help you to year so that there is no surprises. And this which allows you to save the most in taxes and pay the least.
Yes, indeed. All right. So what's up, Miss Hall? You about
I'm
to say
laughing
something?
because I don't know. A song just popped into my head. Let's talk about tax, baby. Let's talk about you and me. That's
Hey,
I don't know.
remix.
That just popped into my head.
Remix. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Shane, don't be trying to steal that.
Exactly.
I know, right? I was
Exactly.
thinking
Yes, indeed.
That's gonna be
Yes,
her
indeed.
intro music.
So, family, today we into a new topic, man. What's the best tax refund you can receive? All right. So today we're gonna be talking a lot about taxes, right, and tax related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not boring material. This is just like this is the jewels that when you learn that one thing that makes all those other things connect and you get that aha moment, right?
Yes.
This is going to be one of those type of situations because this information did that for me when I found out, and I hope it does it for you.
Yes, we're talking about money making moves. Y'all need to know.
All right. So first off, let's go ahead and play this video. We're gonna do the format a little bit different. We got a few videos, short clips, and then we're gonna discuss each one afterwards, right? And and we want to invite the audience again to give us your feedback because we're gonna jump into it. All right. So let's go ahead and play this first one.
That volume will never be on.
I know. Like no matter what we do. All right. Let's try that one more again.
They snatch taxes out of your paycheck before you can even get it.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and you got to spend what's left,
Facts.
right? But with an entrepreneur, it works a little bit differently. You make money, you spend money, aka reinvest money into your business, and you pay taxes on what's left.
Got you. So it's basically flipped upside
It's
down.
flipped upside down,
Got you,
right?
got you, got
So
you.
now, again, you make money, you spend money, reinvest money into your business, then you pay taxes on what's left. And if you have a good tax strategist working with you, they end up paying. When you was at work, you made money.
Facts.
They snatch taxes out of your paycheck before you can even get it.
Unfortunately.
And you got to spend what's left,
Facts.
right? But with an entrepreneur, it works a little bit differently. You make money, you spend money, aka reinvest money into your business, and you pay taxes on what's left.
Got you. So it's basically flipped upside
It's
down.
flipped upside down,
Got you,
right?
got you, got
So
you.
now, again, you make money, you spend money, reinvest money into your business, then you pay taxes on what's left. And if you have a good tax strategist working with you, there won't be much left to pay taxes on. So it puts you in control of how much taxes you actually end up paying. When you was at work,
Let's go.
Yes.
I had to let it run twice.
Right.
Just so that it can sink in, right? Now, what they just discussed is so powerful, man. And sometimes when you're in the field of finance, you take for granted. You take for granted some of the information that we know, just because it's like everybody knows that, but everybody doesn't know that, right? So let's talk about what was discussed just now. And this is why I encourage people, even if it's a part time, you need to be a business owner. Even if it's part time, you need to be a business owner. So here's what that gentleman just described. I want to just put it in simple terms. Let's say you got two entities, both made $100,000. One is an employee, files a W-2. The other one is a 1099 business owner, independent contractor, whatever you want to call it, business owner, business entity. Let's say both of them exist in New York State. The employee that made 100 grand, before they see the money, before the money is direct deposited to their account, the federal government takes out about 24% or 24,000 out of the 100,000 is gone before they even see the money. They start off with 70,000. Now, if we're talking about the 1099, the business owner, the independent contractor made 100 grand, the first thing the government does, because they give you advantages as a business, the first is they let you keep all the money that you made up front until tax time. Okay, they let you keep all the money until tax time. Second advantage, they let you deduct business related expenses. So what are business related expenses? Well, do you use your phone for your business? Absolutely I do. So guess what? I can deduct the phone bill and the cost of the phone. Do I use my car for my business? Absolutely. Few things I can deduct. The maintenance, the mileage, because every mile I drive, the car's losing value. Right? So I can deduct all those things. Meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I want y'all to listen with y'all special ears. Right? Me and Chanel, when we go out to dinner, if we have one conversation about business, that made it a business dinner. I ain't gonna say it twice. Press replay. Press replay, okay? So let's say at the end of the year, you got $90,000 in business expenses, but you made 100 grand. The government allows the business owner to subtract the 90,000 in business expenses from the 100 grand they made. Now they only got to pay tax on what's left, which is 10 grand. But then, if that wasn't advantages enough, the federal tax rate goes down from 24 to 12. They cut it in half for the business owner. And for New York, instead of 6, it's 4. So a total of 16% coming out. But that's 16% off the 10,000. So the business owner's only paying 1,600 in taxes. They keeping about 98 with all expenses paid. Whereas the employee, they start off at 70 and they got to go pay expenses, right? Both of them made 100 grand. So I'll pause there real quick. All right, because I said a lot. So first thing I want to know.
Can I jump in?
Absolutely, because I was gonna pass it to
Also,
y'all.
any training programs or specialty that gets deducted as well, because I definitely deduct all of my real estate board fees as well as education and training to make sure our current market and things of nature.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Same here. We have our licenses that we pay
Yep.
for. Those are tax deductible.
Yep.
So we pay for the license so that we can make money and then we get to claim those back on our taxes later on.
Correct.
Go ahead, Shane.
So this weekend I actually went out with 2 of my friends, having a stressful week. So one of them, she actually paid for us to go axe throwing, like
Okay.
that, throwing the axe. Yeah, we actually went there, which was pretty fun. It was my first time. I had a great time. So then after that, we went out to a Mexican restaurant for dinner, and 2 out of the 3 of us are business owners. One of us is not, and we spent about a good 15 minutes talking about finances and budgeting and a hint of taxes. So therefore, myself and the other business owner, we saved our receipts because it was a business dinner versus the other one. It wasn't a business dinner for her. It was just a regular hanging out with friends.
Yep.
Expense.
So
Yep.
owning a business, just as Chanel says, it definitely has its perks. Now, I couldn't write off the axe throwing because that's entertainment. Entertainment is no longer deductible. However,
Really?
that dinner, it definitely is.
Shane, I got questions, Shane.
So
I got
but go
questions. I got questions. Go ahead.
I'm waiting.
Oh, all right. Hey, so
That's a question.
when did that change? That entertainment wasn't deductible? Because I know back in the days, if you took your client out to the
Right.
strip club to close a deal, that entire process was a business expense, and it was entertainment along with the closing of the deal. So
Right.
when did that change?
So that actually changed. I think it was 2019. I think it was. So yes, back in the day, you could definitely do that, but then they took it away, and I believe they took it away because it was being abused. So yeah, like going to the strip club, like you just talked about it. It was like, especially like people who make like a lot of money, millionaires, they were taking advantage of it by
Yes.
going on.
I just heard it.
Did you hear what I heard?
Yeah.
Taking debts and going all of these places. So it's like they end up saying it's for entertainment. The entertainment portion of it, if you go to a restaurant, the meals, and there's restrictions now on the meals that are 100% deductible. You have to go to a restaurant, and this is a free advice, free tip I'm giving y'all, no advice, free tip. It's 100% deductible if you dine in a restaurant or a fast food place, you got to dine in, or if you carried out. So if you ordered the food and you got it sent to you, that is not deductible.
Oh wow! So Uber
Pick it
Eats
up
is
and
off.
Bring it.
Wow.
That's wild.
Wow.
They doing
Now,
too much.
Shane, silly question. I have a silly question. Is there something on the receipt? Like, how would they know?
That's true.
They will not know. No, they will not know how. The correct way to keep track of your your meals is if you go out, like how I went out with the 2 friends and we had our dinner and we talked business. I need to write down on the back of the receipt or on a piece of paper who I sat with, and the date, and scribble little whatever, so that if they ever come back and question your meals and you don't show proof that this is what it was for, they can disallow it. So the onus is on you, so you can keep your deduction, because they may not ask for it for the most part, but it might be that 1% out of a million chance that they might ask if you should get audited.
Got it.
So if you tend to do that a lot, it would behoove you to write. It takes 2 seconds. Just write down. I was there with Chanel and Dwayne. We talked about budgeting. End of it.
So Shane, what about catered meals? Because catered meals, you have that stuff delivered to the location. Does that fall under the same umbrella as delivered food?
If it's catered because it was like an event or something
Right.
like that, then
Probably
it's
not.
like it's like some gray areas, because you can get 50%. You can write off 50% of meals for some instances, and it's 100% for others. So for specifics, because I don't want to say yes or no to one thing versus the other, you gotta sit with me.
Got it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay,
And
so
go ahead.
what
Miss
I
Al.
just learned is make sure that we are not ordering from Uber Eats for business expenses.
Yep.
Because we're not gonna get our money back.
Yep.
And take my behind to the actual restaurant so I can get my money back.
Yep.
In a nutshell.
And
got it.
The second thing that I heard, Shane, was I heard a little bit of racism in there. Now, some people would call me a conspiracy theorist. I really don't care, right? But what I heard, this is what I heard. Who are the majority of the people that work in the entertainment industry? Well, last time I checked, it's people that look like us. Right? People that look like us. When you think, I think about the rappers and celebrities, where do they like to hang out? In the clubs.
Right.
In the strip clubs. Are they doing deals there? Absolutely. Right? But now that they started getting hip to the whole writing off the expenses for doing business, and a lot of times entertainment is where the business deals are done. Now, if you say those things are no longer on the table, because who are the majority of people using that tax write-off now? Maybe entertainers, right? Now they stuck like Chuck.
But see, you can still make it work, because here's how you can do it. A lot of restaurants, they have private rooms. You can go to the private room at the restaurant and have the entertainment come to you. Come on now. There's always a go around.
It's always ways
It's
around.
always a go around.
It's always
Now we at a restaurant.
ways around.
This is true. I like how you think. I like how you think. Yes, see? Yes.
The movie theater that bring you your meals, a restaurant.
That's it.
That's
true.
It. And they got movie theaters that bring you your meal right at your seat.
You just gotta, think as if there is no box.
This is true. All right. Hey, I like
Listen,
it.
I never hear no. I always see opportunities in no's.
But at the same time, it's good to spread awareness, because we
not right now. Find another way.
Right.
We know that Go ahead.
So just FYI, this was the rules for 2021 and 2022. So there's no telling come January 2023
how that's what's
going to happen, if they may change to something else or whatnot. So tax laws is always changing. So this was this period, but it ended 2020, and then 2021, 2022. These were the new rules. It's very possible that they may change for 2023. I'll keep you guys updated.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I know. Back in the day, I wrote off my trips to Colombia and Cuba.
Yes, I'm so glad you mentioned that.
I don't know if they changed that, but I did write off the trips for there, and then that was international. And then what I did is I saved. That was back when the entertainment portion was still in effect, and I saved I went to a museum in Cuba, and I saved the receipt. Brochures and everything. Yeah, the receipt and the brochure, and I bought artwork, so I saved all of that, and I write that off.
So I actually just saw this video that talked about, let's say you have a trip that let's say you go into Miami, and on the weekend, on your off time, they don't care what you do, but now you can write off that entire trip as a business trip.
And I just to add to what you just said,
yes.
I heard something similar to that when I was at my last company convention. They said that the way that they write that whole thing off as a business expense is that there's something to do with the time, like how many hours out of the day. So as long as we were in convention stuff from like 9 to 5, whatever we did afterwards didn't even count because the 9 to 5 stuff was enough to satisfy the business trip requirement, something along those lines. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Shane.
Yep, there's always go arounds.
No, that's. I mean, you're absolutely correct. Those definitely. That's actually a good strategic thing to do. Just it's the same way as if you hired your children and you take a family vacation, and you can talk business every day for 30 minutes or whatever you want to do. Then it's a business trip. However,
Mm.
in both of those scenarios,
Whew.
the if you go and you do entertainment that's not business related, you have to subtract. Like if you went to the museum or you went to amusement park, even if you spoke business there, it does not the whatever you purchase at those places, you won't be able to deduct it. But your hotel stay for your entire trip would be deductible.
Mm.
And the meals that you purchased the day that you spoke the business, it would be deductible. Not
Mm.
the meals inside the amusement park, unless it's a restaurant.
So y'all know my brain is always thinking, unless you get one of those bundle trips that's all inclusive and it's
Right.
one receipt.
This is true.
There you
Come
go.
on
There you
now.
go.
Like I said, it's
This is
not a
true.
no.
Now I remember when I used to contract for the government, right? Speaking of overseas and taxes, because this is a whole other thing that we don't talk about. When I used to contract for the government, was the first time I learned this law that says if we didn't want to pay no taxes on the money that we made over there, all we had to do was stay out of the continental United States for 330 days out of the year, and we wouldn't have to pay taxes on the money we was making over there.
Yeah.
Now, Shane, help me with that, because contractors make a lot of money, and this is a real thing. They would tell you, listen, you got 30 days that you can be on U.S. soil during that year, that 365-day year. If you go past that 30 days, you got to pay taxes on the money. If you don't got to pay taxes on the money. So a lot of guys just won't even come home. They'll fly. It's cheaper to fly the family out to meet you somewhere than to pay all the taxes on all that money you just made. So is that, are you familiar with that one, Shane?
Yeah, I had a text, so I had missed the beginning part of what you had said. I know you're talking about 30 days and going
Oh,
overseas. What was the context?
I said when I was contracting in the military, I learned that as long as you work outside, they told us as long as we stayed outside the continental United States for at least 330 days out of the 365 in a year, then we wouldn't have to pay taxes on the monies that we were earning. But if more than 30 days on continental U.S. soil, you would have to pay taxes on all the money you was earning. So a lot of guys would
You talking
fly
about?
their families
Okay.
out to like wherever, whatever country you're on vacation, might cost them like $5,000, $10,000, but it was a lot cheaper to do that than to get caught on U.S. soil for more than 30 days, and then you pay like 40, 50,000 in taxes.
So yeah, that's absolutely correct. So it's 330 full days. Has to be full days. So
Yep.
if you was 329 and there was a half day here and a half day there, it doesn't count. It has to be 330 full days. So say
Wow.
331, 332, just in
Yep.
case the time zone messed you up.
Yep.
But yes, that is absolutely correct. And then if you have a foreign address, it works the opposite way also. So say you were overseas and you tend to be living overseas now, and for you to have to not pay U.S. taxes, you have to be able to be in the U.S. for at least 31 days during the current year or 183 days during a 3-year consecutive period when it comes to the other way around.
Mm. So you got, wait, say it one more time for
And
me.
that's without, you don't have, so if you are, this is how many days you can be in the U.S. without paying any U.S. taxes. Let's say you are expert Pat, you move to another country now, you live there,
Mm-hmm.
and you decide to come back home to visit.
Mm-hmm.
You can, if you are in the U.S. for at least 31 days of that current
Got
year
him.
and 183 days during any 3-year period, then you do not pay U.S. taxes.
Mm.
Mm. But if you go past that 31 days, right, you got paid.
or 183 days in a 3-year period. So
Got
it's
it.
31 day, yes, you'll pay. However, if it's in a 3-year period and you spend 31 days here, 31 days there, and you end up 184 days, then you will have to pay. But
You
as
know,
long as
you
you
know,
stay with underneath that, you're good to go.
I'm hearing my wheels is spinning like crazy right now because all I'm hearing is So it would make sense to invest in business overseas, stay overseas. Even if I invest in business here, live outside of the continental United States for at least 330 days. Now, what does that look like? That might be me living, right across the border in Canada or right across, right down there in Belize or something,
Right.
not too far away. You know what I mean? But still close enough to conduct business. As long as I don't spend more than 31 days here on the U.S., I don't pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a
Yep, spend 2
great
weeks.
deal.
Every couple of months, you come for 2 weeks, and
That's
then you go
it.
back.
That's it. I
Wow.
like that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it.
I like. Look, if y'all got questions about what was just discussed, put something in the chat. And ask a question because this is some
Yes.
right now. When you can grab hold of this right here, it's definitely going to empower you to control your money better.
Yes, money making moves y'all need to know about. Why? Because these things aren't discussed, and because these things aren't discussed, we're usually at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to building wealth.
Yes.
So we're gonna keep this going because we have a
Yes.
few more jewels we want to drop before we go.
Yes.
I actually wanted to use this one because this one kind of piggybacks off of the one that we just finished talking about.
Isn't that what we just played? I thought that's what we. No,
Before
we
you
played the
move
first
on,
one.
Chanel,
Mm-hmm.
before you move on, I just wanted to say everything that we just discussed, that I was just talking about all the tax situations and what you can make that as me giving you advice or any one of us up here giving you advice. These are general conversations. It's just informational purposes. It's on you to go do your due diligence by getting with the appropriate professional to find out more if it suits you.
Right.
And look it up.
This is informational. This is not advice. All right. We can sit here and give you the information on how to fly a plane. That is not telling you that you should go out there and try this plane flying techniques out without professional guidance. Okay. So your situation is very specific to you. All right, very specific to you. So there's no blanket solution for everyone's financial issues.
Right.
So this is why you got to sit with a professional and get that specific advice for you. None of this is specific advice, okay? This is just general information. All right, but feel free to book a session, and we're open to giving you specific advice based on your particular life circumstances, okay?
Yep.
All right, so like Ms. Hall said.
Yeah, so I have a question. We're going to move this along.
Mhm.
What is the best tax refund you can receive?
Ooh.
And I want
Shane, you can't answer first.
everybody.
You
Yep.
can't answer.
Shane got to go last. I want everybody to drop it in the comments. Drop it in the
Yes,
chat.
if you're on IG, put the answer.
And Diamond and Shane, y'all don't unmute yet.
Don't unmute yet.
So the question is, what is the best tax refund you can receive?
And if you're over here on Clubhouse, feel free
Yes.
to put that in the chat if you can't come on stage. We want to know, what is the best tax refund you can receive?
Yes.
Come on, IG, don't get quiet now. I'll call y'all out.
Let's play the Jeopardy music.
B1 Poppy, the original woman X, Black Orchid. I see y'all over there. Don't be getting quiet on us now. What is the best tax refund that you can receive? You particularly.
Don't LOL me.
Nah, ain't no LOL, B1. I see you. Give us an answer.
Joshua says the maximum. What's the maximum? Thank you for responding, but what is the maximum? Let's not be vague.
Look, that was a smooth
What does
answer.
that mean? What does that mean? The maximum.
Yes, indeed.
But thank you for responding. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Oh, I went out.
And B1 Poppy over here, he over here quiet now. He don't want to give us no answers. What's that best tax refund, man? We gonna give y'all the answer. Don't worry about it. This is just learning time. It's learning time.
All right, let's read their comments first.
All right.
And then we can play the video.
All right, go ahead.
So Diamond says, I don't know if you meant pay or play, but it's
a question, just not the question of the sky for it to be midday at that particular point in time.
it would be a time of day. No. All right. So somebody on Instagram says that they had a refund of $18,000.
Okay. Okay.
Come on now.
But that's still not answering the question. But that's good
It
info.
is. It
No,
is.
no. They. The question was, what is the best tax refund you can receive? So I guess she's saying
And that's for
the
hers.
best tax refund. $6,000.
Yeah, that she received.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I get
Shane
it.
says no refund.
No, you can't do it like that. Shane is a professional. That's cheating.
Joshua says he's all ears. All right.
All right.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So let's play the video.
Y'all professionals
And then we
can't
come back.
answer. The ones that's in the field, we gotta
Right.
save our answers for the end. Come on, let's get it.
Zero. The best tax refund you can get is zero because all the tax refund is an interest-free loan that you gave to the that they held for 12 months.
Listen.
That they invested and they gave back to you. So think about it like this. Okay? So you don't want a big tax refund because you could be using that money throughout the year. So what you want to do is adjust your W-4 form if you're an employee, or you want to take advantage of tax deductions if you're a business to make sure you don't give the government an interest-free loan. Let me know if that made sense. Leave your questions in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. Yo, what's good, family? Back again with some more Q&A with Carter, and today's question is a tax refund a bad thing? So I remember my first my first tax class at University of Illinois. This was the first question our tax professor gave us. He said, what's the best refund you can get? I'm like 5 bands, 10 bands, right? And the answer to this question, the best tax refund you can get is zero because all the tax refund is an interest-free loan that you gave to the government 12 months that they invested and they gave back to you. So think about it like this. You know, if you get a tax refund, that's money that you could have been used for investing. That's money that you could have been used to start your business. That's money that you could have been using to get into real estate. So you don't want a big tax refund because you employee, or you want to take advantage of tax deductions if you're a business owner to make sure you don't give the government an interest-free loan. Let me know if that made sense. Leave your questions in the comments below.
All right.
Yes.
That brother is on it. That
So,
brother is on it.
First off, thank you for everyone for being transparent and answering. There's no right or wrong answer. This is, we in class, so this is a learning session. If Shane don't stop dropping her answer, you can't talk, Shane.
Stop, Shane. Stop. You cheating.
But yes, it's no right or wrong. It's just we're all here sharing our experiences. Joshua says that's the first time he has ever heard that. Yes. So we about to get into it.
Yes. So you
So
say something?
So yes.
Okay.
So when it comes to Black Orchid said, "Oh, okay, I understand now."
Outstanding.
Yes. So back in the days, like maybe like 6 years ago plus, we used to look to get like the biggest refund.
Yes.
Man, listen, I'm like, yo, we used to get back like 10K and all this other stuff, and we out here,
Ballers! Turn up flat screens and all kinds
we
of
out
other
here
stuff
in
to
the 5
buy.
digits. We thinking we doing
New
it
cell phones.
until we learn what that really means. Like he said in the video, all that means is that we're giving away. We're giving the government an interest-free loan.
Yes.
Let that sink in. Ask yourself, does Uncle Sam give you when they owe you money, and you don't they hit y'all with interest?
When we owe them money. Yeah.
Yep. So why we keep giving them all this money every year just so that they can borrow it, do what they got to do, and then give it back to us in the form of a refund later on? But they're not giving us no interest on our money.
So let me add my 2 cents on that real quick, right? Now, let's say you get back a tax refund of $6,000. What that breaks down to is you overpaid the government every month out of your paycheck $500, right? So if you get paid twice a month, you was overpaying $250 out of each paycheck. Do you want to know how to give yourself an instant bump in capital? Fix that. Stop giving the government that $250 every month. Every paycheck. When you could have been using that money, you're giving it to them as an interest-free loan. The government is taking it and investing it in the market, making a profit. But they're not giving you back the profit. They're just giving you back the principal. That's an interest-free loan.
Absolutely.
So now, instead of that $250 a paycheck going to your Roth IRA, you would have maxed out your end of the year with 6,000,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the beauty about a Roth is, unlike all other vehicles, as long as you don't touch the money till you 59 and a half years old, Uncle Sam let you keep it with no taxes taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what other vehicle, Uncle Sam don't put his hand in there to get some of that tax money, right? So this we don't understand that, but we go through life all these years giving up our goods because we're
For free.
taught that getting back that big tax refund is where it's
It's
at.
the
That's
flex.
not
Yep.
where it's at. That's absolutely not where it's at. But okay, anybody else on the stage wanted to add into that real quick?
You know, Shane got a whole lot to
Can
say.
I talk yet? I mean,
Yes,
I had to
Shay.
be on mute.
Yeah,
I
we
can
had to
say
mute your
something.
mic.
I mean, I was trying to drop y'all breadcrumbs. I was giving y'all the cheat sheet. Y'all wasn't looking. So yes, everything they just said is absolutely correct. The best refund is no refund.
Mm-hmm.
So I know this is before I even got into taxation as I am now. Back in the day, when I worked as a nurse, as I told you, many of you so many times, I didn't have any dependents. It was just me. So when you single with no kids and you work, especially if you have multiple jobs,
Get your
oh,
hand
they
out
come
of
in for
my
you
pocket.
hard. They come into your pockets real hard. So whenever I would hear, my friends that had kids and like a lot of kids, or even if they had one kid, and they'd be like, yeah, my big
Mm-hmm.
check, I can't wait for my big check to come. And then, they'd be like, they big check be like 15 grand. And I'm like, and they're like, yeah, my little check is like 800, it's like 1,500. And I'm like, wait, that's your little check?
That was your big
1,500?
check.
Like my big check was probably like $150. That's my big check, and the
Wow.
little check was probably like from state. I might get like um $30 or something like that, or sometimes the numbers could have different. But I never ever gotten back more than like $250 in a
Mm.
single year when I was single, worked by myself, or worked multiple jobs. Because I always had multiple jobs. Now, when I got married, and of course I started getting more deductions, got a house and all that stuff, and I got back a little bit more. But again, I wasn't as wise on how this stuff really works. So as Dwayne mentioned in the beginning, or Chanel mentioned, everybody needs a business. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta have a business, because then that is how you essentially write off everything that excess,
Yep.
and bring your income down. Put the monies where you need to go, like Dwayne mentioned, a Roth IRA. There's other investments that you can do. You can do stocks. People are heavy into crypto now. So if you got a good platform, you go there and put the money in all these different places you can do with it, instead of paying it to Uncle Sam, because they're doing the same thing with the money. The same thing the banks are doing, the same thing Uncle Sam is doing. You prepaying, or they're sitting in the bank account, and then they are trading the different platforms with it, and they like, oh, let me give them back their little coins. There's no sweat off their back. They can drop 20 grand and give it back to you, because they paying
Mm-hmm.
about 100K off of each person or more.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to flip the script, don't give them all your money by doing the proper withholdings at your job. So if you're a single person, then you claim yourself as one. Now, if you are tending to owe, it's because you got the wrong professional on your side, or you trying to do things yourself. Stop being cheap so that you can get back more.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's gonna cost you in the long run.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Go ahead, Miss Hall.
no, go ahead.
No, I was going to tell him how much it was going to cost him, but that why I
Oh
was.
yeah, so I remember when when I had a W-2 job, like I said, we were struggling to make ends meet, and I'm like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
this ain't it. And then when we found out about you know the fact that we got back big refunds because we were paying too much throughout the year, we went ahead and we
Mm-hmm.
adjusted our
W4s.
yeah. And then I was able to start seeing more money come back into my paycheck every month. And then I was able to use that extra money, not put it into paying bills.
No.
I was able to use
Investment.
that extra money to invest it so that I and we street. I was able to take it and make more. If I couldn't pay bills, we would have just been
Dead
on
money.
that same cycle.
Yeah,
But
dead
because
money.
I was able to invest, make that money grow, and tap into it later on when I get it. So that part.
And I want to show y'all how much. Whoa, I got the butterfingers. All right, I want to show y'all how much over time that's costing people, right? So now's the time. If you're not over on our IG, you might want to get over. I'm gonna show this little video, right? But um, I'll only be able to show it to IG, unfortunately, because I don't
Well,
want to move.
you can talk it through for the rest of us over
Right.
here. Even though I'm about to go over there and go sneak a peek.
All right, all right. So let me just let me. How am I gonna do this, Miss Hall? There you go.
Hello, family. Here's why everybody should max out their Roth IRA. So, for those of you all that don't know, a Roth IRA is a tax advantage investment account where you put the money in today, you don't get a tax write off, but the money grows tax free. And you can max it out with $6,000. So, that's $500 a month. So, look, for only $500 a month, look how much you can have. If you invest for 10 years, you will have $106,000. 20 years, you have 381,000. 30 years, you have 1 million. And 40 years, you have $3 million. And the best thing about this, y'all, this is tax-free money. That's right. Investing $500 a month for 30 or 40 years will get you 1 million or $3 million. So building generational wealth, building wealth isn't hard. You just need to know the right skills to do it and how to do it. Comment below with your questions and let's get it. Yo, what's going on, family? Here's why everybody should max out their Roth IRA. So, for those of you all that don't know, a Roth IRA is a tax advantage investment account where you put the money in today, you don't get a tax write-off, but the money grows tax-free. And you can max it out with $6,000, so that's $500 a month. So look, for only $500 a month, look how much you can have. If you invest for 10 years, you will have $106,000. 20 years, you have $381,000. 30 years, you'll have 1 million. And 40 years, you'll have $3 million. And the best thing about this, y'all, this is tax-free money. That's right. Investing $500 a month for 30 or 40 years will get you one.
All right,
Yes,
all right, all right.
yes.
So when I tell y'all that little $6,000 check that you're getting back and we splurge it all in consumer or debt, because paying off debts or new consumer items, if you put that aside, and he's talking about of putting that money in vehicles that are averaging 10% rates of return. All right, you're not gonna find that at the bank.
Nope.
You're not gonna find that at the bank. Sit with your financial advisor to find out where you can access those type of interest rates. That's what I'll tell you. Okay. But he's letting you know that if you put that same tax money aside, in 30 years you're a millionaire. So some people go, well, man, 30 years, that's a long time. I don't know if I got 30 years. Okay. How long you gonna work your job before you retire?
That's true.
Hmm. Let's talk about it. Most of us, we get out of high school at 18, 19, even if you say 20. Most people don't go to college, believe it or not. Some do. But let's say you didn't go to college and you work from age 20 to what? What do they say is retirement? What do they say? That's what they say. They say
the people them
65, right? They say
67.
65, right? 67. All right.
67.
So that's 47 years if you start at age 50. I mean at age 20, right? At age 20. That's a long freaking time. That's 47 years, yo. He's just talking about what your money looks like in 30. So let's just say the first 10 years you was working, ain't nobody never tell you this. But then you came into this information when you was just around 30, early 30s. Then between then and the time that they say you supposed to retire, you can retire a millionaire, right? How much did he say in 40 years? He said 40 years, what's that number? 2.9 million, almost 3 million, y'all. So 2.9 million. 2.9 million kicking off 10 interest every year is 290 something thousand dollars in interest. This is the money that your money has made. Y'all ain't hearing me yet though. Your money's out there working for you at that point. Hard. So in 1 year, because you had 2.9 million. that's kicking off 10% interest. That number, that 10%, is $290 something thousand a year in interest. Is it possible you can live off the interest and never touch the millions?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. See, ain't nobody teaching us that, but guess what? If we keep getting excited over getting a big tax refund, y'all hear me? Right? It's the miseducation.
So, can I explain why it's tax-free money at that time?
Sure, go ahead.
So, so the reason why it's tax-free, because some people are going to go, well, what's the catch? Why is it tax-free? The reason why it's tax-free is because when you put the money into those plans, you're putting money that you receive from whatever wages, self-employment, whatever income you have that's taxable. You got taxed on the income already, and then you receive the excess.
Mm-hmm.
So then you put that money up to $6,000 for this year into that account. So you already got taxed on your income. So that's why when you're putting it in, when you take it back out, there is no tax on it.
Right.
Now, when you get to age, Dwayne, you may have mentioned it after. Now, I'm not sure, but when you get to age 72, you have to start pulling that money out, because if you never do, it's like you're gonna just keep getting all this money in there. They want you to have to take it out at some point. So start withdrawing. You don't have to withdraw all the money at once, but you can start taking your distribution. So when Dwayne mentioned, for the year you might end up getting 200 and something K. How many of you can live off a 200K interest in a year?
That's a whole fact, especially at retirement.
Now,
You can live real good.
now, Shane, I just want to be, I just want to be clear here, because I don't want to put out misinformation, right? So I want them to understand carefully. If it is a traditional IRA, there is a mandatory distribution date, right? You got to take the money out by a certain time. If it is a Roth IRA, there is no minimum that you must withdraw at any point. They can just sit there. There's no mandatory distribution date. Just so you know, Shane, I just want to put that out there. I don't want them confused.
Yeah, that's right. I mixed up the two, but yes, that is absolutely correct.
All right.
You can endlessly keep growing.
Right.
You can keep contributing. The rest you can't contribute it anymore. But as long as you have income, you can be at 80 years old and you can still put money in it.
That's what makes the Roth so special, y'all. Mm-hmm. It is one of the most special things I have ever come across. I just hope y'all hear me. It is one of the most special things I have ever come across. My wife is the first, right? But Roth is definitely up there in the top 5. I'm just telling you, some special things because, like Shane said, the government says that your money already got taxed if it was in your bank account. They assume that your job already taxed it before they paid it to you. So they won't double tax. So they're not going to tax you on the money you put in there. However, what makes the Roth so special is that with any other type of account, they don't tax the growth, because the growth, that interest that it grew, that's new money. That money has never been taxed. Mm-hmm. And whenever there's money that hasn't been taxed, Uncle Sam, yo, what's good, right? So they show up and they want their cut, because they gonna tax at some point, right? Roth, as long as you don't touch the growth, and you don't touch it till you 59 and a half years old, y'all, there ain't no taxes on any of the money. I want y'all to understand how serious that is. That's why they had to put caps and limits on it. Because y'all, we would have lost our minds, right? They would have went bankrupt. Everybody would have been putting money over there, and they wouldn't have been putting no money nowhere else, because the government was like, oh, I ain't taxing it over here. We putting everything over here, right? So I just want y'all to know that that's a very special type of thing. B1 said with the Birdman hand rub. Hey, you have received the message. You have received the message.
Absolutely.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Diamond.
Joshua asked a question in the comment. He said, how do I get started with a Roth account? Is there a certain company I need to get in contact with?
All right. So the thing about Roths is not all Roths are created equal, right? And to answer your question very directly before I say anything else, we can help you with that. All right. As a financial advisor, I can help you with that. All right. Now, what do I mean by all Roths are not created equal? Most people like to go to the bank with financial questions. Unfortunately, the bank is not your friend, but most of us won't learn that until it's too late. All right. So you can go to the bank. The bank will say, sure, we can set you up with a Roth IRA, and they will set you up with a Roth IRA. Problem is that you can let 30 years go by, you let 40 years go by, and you only got about 40 grand in there.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is going on? I've been maxing this out every year, putting in my 6,000. Well, I only got a little bit because Roth IRA is just telling the government how to tax the money in that vehicle. The vehicle that the money's in tells you how fast the money grows. So if you got your money in a Pinto versus a Lamborghini, right? One of those is going to move your money faster, right? So it's the same thing that I'm telling you right now. When you go to the bank gonna set you up with a Roth IRA. More than likely, they gonna put your money in a CD. The CD is gonna be the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
The interest rates on CDs is between 1 to 1.5% right now. All right, 1 to 1.5%. That's slow motion. Okay. Now you can put your money in another vehicle like a mutual fund, aggressive mutual fund, averaging 9 to 12%. That's gonna grow your money much faster than 1.5%. It's just numbers, right? So the faster the vehicle with the bigger numbers has the potential to grow your money faster. It's just simple logic.
Mm-hmm.
The banks ain't gonna offer you those mutual fund type interest rates. They're gonna offer you the mutual funds because the mutual funds is where the banks invest their money. So when you put your money in the bank and the bank promises you 1.5% on a CD, they take that money, they put it in a mutual fund. They get 9 to 12%. Let's say they get back 10%. They promise you 1. They gonna keep 9, pay you the 1 that they promised you, but it was all your money. It is not the bank's job to teach regular people how to cut the bank out as the middleman. So
Yep.
they're never gonna you right here, right now.
Absolutely. So, to be a little bit more specific, Joshua, you can click the link right above on Clubhouse and select the retirement account
Yes.
option, and we can just give you a consultation on what that would look like for you. And for you guys over here on all the other social media platforms, if you're on IG, click the link in the bio, click on financial services, and you guys can schedule a one-on-one consultation to go over what your options would look like. For everybody else, either click the link. If it's not there right now, I'll go ahead and I'll drop it in the comment after the live, after we close the live.
All right, awesome. And listen, man, B1 Poppy, you funny, right? I was talking to a business associate of mine. If it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before yesterday, and we laughed. We had a good laugh. We said that's why the banks always give you out suckers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not we call it lollipops in New York, but they give out suckers because you a sucker. Here you go, sucker. Have this sucker, sucker. Right?
Actually, too, I also wanted to say it's the kind of conversations that we need to have. What do you want for my? Matter of fact, this sidebar. My birthday is my 40th birthday is coming up, y'all.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
This Saturday,
yes, yes.
right? And when you got another sidebar. So when you have like these, right? Yeah, and I look good. I look
Real
good. Thank
good,
you.
real good, real good. Come on now.
Right, dust me off. Dust me off. Dust me off. So, when you have like these accounts and things like that, people can contribute to your account. You know, people can write checks right to your account if they want to say happy birthday, happy anniversary, whatever the case may be. So if you guys know people that is in your life and they have one of these accounts set up, if they don't have one of these accounts set up, tell them to get with us so that we can help them set it up. And when it's their birthdays and stuff, y'all need to be blessing them with, maxing out their account so that so we all can retire that millionaire. I'm just saying, just drop you some jewels.
Now, when it comes to the Roth, they can give you the money, and you can put it in there. You can give you the money, and you can put it in there. So on your birthday, right? Instead of just getting gifts, what better gift than to make you a future millionaire? I mean,
That's right.
maybe that's just me thinking. What better gift than to make you a future millionaire? So, you know, I take cash.
Yeah. And that's a whole
Right? I
fact.
take cash, and then you can take that cash and put some of it towards what you got to put it to. All
That's
right?
a whole fact, and if you hanging out with your circle and your circle ain't trying to see you win, then you need to get a new circle. Because
Absolutely.
these are the conversations that y'all should be having when y'all every time y'all get together. Yo, so you maxed out your Roth yet? Nah, I got like $1,000 left, before I can max out my Roth. All right, you know what? I know this special occasion is coming up or whatever the case.
That's a whole different type of conversation. But listen, when it comes to those type of investments, it has to be earned income. So that's why I'm being very specific. Okay, I'm being very specific. Your friends cannot put money in your Roth for you. You can put money in your Roth from your earned income. All right? So what that means is that if your friend give you money, now you don't have to use your earned income to do what you was going to do with it. Use the friend's money to do what you was going to do with it, and then use that money you freed up from your earned income to put into your Roth. I hope y'all listening.
Yep.
Because that is just, that would make more sense to me. I'm not telling you, it's not advice to what to do. I'm just saying, in a hypothetical, that would make the most sense for me. All right? All right. So, we done talked about a whole lot. We went through a whole hour and went over by a little bit, y'all. Went over by a little bit. But this was good. This was real good. We talked about taxes. We talked about how we've been miseducated when it comes to taxes. We got a whole tax professional here, y'all, on Wealthy Wednesday. Shane the negotiator, a whole tax. This is all she do day and night, all day, every day. Right? She put us on to things. This is her specialty. So we about to pass the mic and let everybody introduce. Well, tell you where you can last thoughts and tell you how you can contact them. All right. Pay attention when these professionals up here is giving out their contact information, y'all. Because y'all know a lot more than most people. If you've been sitting on Wealthy Wednesdays, you will be surprised how much more than most of the population you know about finance.
Yep.
All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start to close it out in the order that we started. Let's go ahead and finish up in that same order. All right. So Diamond, please tell the any last words and tell the people how they can get in contact with you.
Just thank you everyone for joining us. If you're on Clubhouse, please make sure you're following the club so that you get the alerts whenever we're on Wednesdays. It's been a wealth of knowledge as usual. Diamond D Cells. That's Diamond DEE Cells. All things real estate. Happy to help and happy to be a part of the conversation. I'll pass it over to Shane.
Diamond, because you say the same thing all the time as you're saying it, I'm spelling out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shade.
So I'm Shane, also known as Shane the Negotiator, and I haven't played my intro outro song in a while. So next week I'm gonna have it back for you guys. So, anyways, I help both individuals and business owners to essentially be proactive when it comes to your tax and accounting matters, so that you don't have to be reactive at the last minute and trying to figure things out and get all these bills and don't know what to do. Essentially, this planning should be done throughout the year. It's like having a plumber. You call the plumber for what on retainer to kind of fix your issues. You go to the doctor when you have, if you to get checkups and things like that. Well, this is kind of what I do. You have a tax and accounting that essentially you can reach out to for assistance throughout the year, so that you don't have to spend all of and on Facebook and here on Clubhouse as well. And you can check out my website, Profit FIRST and then taxes.com, and be free to schedule a 15-minute discovery to see if we are a good fit for each other. If you need more in-depth assistance, like you might have a particular situation or you just need that investment, but however you assistance that you need. And I
Awesome.
pass the mic back to Dwayne and Chanel.
So your mic had cut out when you were dropping your website. So it's Profit First Taxes.
And that is PROFIT,
Oh,
profit.
Yes. Just
yes,
wanted to
yes.
drop that real quick.
All right. What I do want to say is I want to thank everybody for participating. I want to thank our awesome panelists, Shane and Diamond, that offer add can't they show up religiously and they add all this value, y'all. We're doing this just to give back. And we don't charge, right? We don't charge for this part. You guys are getting a lot of value that other charge a lot of money for. They'll be pretty upset that we hipping you to some game. So the only thing that we ask is that you share, like and share this live. If you drank from the cup, then refill it, right? Refill it. Share it with somebody else. Pay it forward, right? You can't keep what you got unless you share it with somebody, right? So that's that's just divine law. So share this with somebody. Share it on your page. Share it in your story. Give us a like. Give us a comment, right? If you guys are looking for anything financial, and when I say anything, I mean anything. That doesn't mean that we and me and Chanel we do everything, but we do have a network of professionals around us. All right, and we're not gonna recommend someone that 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 that
We don't
would,
vouch for.
yeah, that we, that hasn't already put in the work and showed the you know the ethical, the moral aptitude to work with us. So if it's anything, if it's taxes, if it's real estate, if it's finance, if it's credit, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Ask us. If we can't help you, we'll tell you we can't help you. But if we can help you, we'll help you. And if we can't help you directly, we'll direct you to who can.
Yes.
Okay.
And speaking of giving, just wanted to shout out the Unity Walk.
Yes.
Nonprofit
Shout
organization.
out. It's getting kind of tight, so 25 might actually feed a whole family. But we appreciate whatever you can give, even $1, $5. It helps them to go a long way. And I've seen them at work. That's why I respect the work that they do.
Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, everybody have a productive and wealthy Wednesday. And we will see you next week. All right.
Peace, family.
Peace, family. Closing out Clubhouse in 5, 4. Have a good day, Shane. 3,
Later, guys.
2, 1.
Mic
All
drop.
right, mic drop on Clubhouse. Now over here on IG, man, I'm seeing a lot of hearts. Who is doing that? Whoever's doing that had me feeling good all live long. They've been throwing up hundreds and hearts. Whoever that is, thank you very much, right? And we want y'all to have a productive Wednesday, all right? We'll see you next time. Peace, family. All right. And now we're closing out YouTube.
Yes.
Oh.